Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. So let's go ahead and talk about on how we can prepare for the initial claims and the continuing claims report tomorrow, 1 hour before the market opens. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the market's expectation that's been factored in already, and then also just a quick little recap on the overall days. I think in today's earlier video, I don't know how much I was up. I think 10 or maybe 11,000. End of the day, at $15,401.69. SQQQ, again, obviously being a bear ETF, goes up when the NASDAQ market goes down. So the beautiful thing about this is as the NASDAQ market was selling off, we were able to make money even during a down market. Again, this is something that we talk about all the time. There's ways to make money when the market is going down by going into something like this, or if the market begins to go up, then you can go into something like TQs. Again, these are triple leverage ETFs. They're not necessarily, investment vehicles. They're not positions that you want to hold for a long period of time due to path dependencies. But there is the single leverage ETF, the 1-for-1, and that's QQQ. So I just wanted to recap that. Thank you guys for all the positive comments. I really do appreciate that. So $15,000 today. I did, $11,000 gain yesterday. And then on Monday, I did 14,000. So in comparison to last week, doing very good. I had 4 red trades last week, 1 green one, and my 4 red trades all amounted to less than a $4,000 loss. So even with just my green day on Monday, I made up for all of my losses last week. And all I have to think for that is position size, right? Know when, you can't be afraid to take advantage of opportunities, but if you manage your position size, even the scary ones or even when they go wrong, as long as you keep them small, then you should be fine, right? And I think that's the great thing that we are experiencing right now. Very quickly on the 1 hour time frame for SQQQ, I want to make this very, very obvious and make it very clear to understand. Although you're right, making money as the market sold off, do I think that the market's going to crash? No, I think that right now we are working towards a price level that we talked about earlier, right? So when looking at this, we originally were aiming for the 30-minute moving average, but as of right now, it's going to be the 1 hour. Just like last time, we retraced back to the moving average right on over here. We found a support and it formed a higher low, right? So even though I was a bear today and I was a bear yesterday and the day before that, I don't want to be naive to the idea that this thing has to continue to sell off. I'm not going to pretend that it has to. It could find a support here. It could bounce here and then begin to recover. So this is my warning for all the bears out there. Be very patient, be very careful, because if we do find a support here, the possibility for us to try to retest that EMA for a potential reversal back to 322 is likely, right? Especially as we've seen since I think the middle of March, we've been on this rally since the banks failing and the potential pivot from the Federal Reserve. So just set your alerts, stay patient, stay light, and if we do get confirmation that we break below the moving average, then that just means that I can step on the gas once again. I'll buy 15, 20,000, maybe 25,000 shares, and I'll make even more money as the market sells off. But if the market finds a support here and it begins to recover, then I'll jump into TQs, right? And then instead of just having one share for TQs, I will happily buy 10, 15, 20,000 shares of TQs and make money as the market begins to recover. But this is why confirmation and direction is so important. So very quickly, what is the expectation for tomorrow's reports? Again, 1 hour before the market opened on April 6th, we have initial claims and continuing claims, the 2 most important reports that get released tomorrow. And as of right now, based off of what we're seeing right here, is we are seeing an expectation of around 200,000 is the forecast for April 6, 2023. And again, 1 hour before the market opens, which is at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. We can see the previous reportings here. I thought that you guys would enjoy being able to see where we've been at. So having an expectation of around 200,000 is not far-fetched, especially with what we've seen recently. How will the market react if we're above or below? Well, based off of today's reporting, so this is kind of the change that we're now beginning to see, where today we have the ADP employment change coming in lower than expected, and it actually caused the market, supposedly, right? Supposedly that is the reason on why we saw some selling pressure, where in my opinion, I thought that would have been a reason why the market would go up, because recently all we wanted to see was the economy to slow down. And originally when that report was released, right, you can see it at 8:30. We were indicating signs of an uptrend, and then right at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, we began to pull back. And that's when the report was actually released this morning. We can see this, sorry for that ad. We can see this right on over here. We can see the ADP employment change. Actually, I'm sorry, I thought it was at 8:30. It's at 8:15. We actually began to indicate signs of an uptrend. So the market was trying to go up, but it got rejected at the same resistance that we saw last time. So that actually makes sense, because what we've seen recently is that we want to see the economy slow down, and we want to see the labor market slow down, at least from the eyes of the Federal Reserve. And let me explain why. Remember, if the economy is slowing down, if the labor market is slowing down, this means that these interest rate hikes that the Federal Reserve has put in our market, right? The economy is feeling the pressure, and that inflation should be going down by people actually by seeing the economy slow down. But it looks like it just wanted to correct itself and ended up selling right back off. So based off of how things have been in the past, if they continue to be that way, right now the forecast is 200,000. And for those that are unaware what initial claims are, these are pretty much jobless claims, people filing for unemployment for the first time. The only difference from continuing claims are people who continue to file for unemployment. There's no expectation for that other than just reporting how many people continue to file for unemployment. We can see that, last week we had an expectation of 196,000, but 198,000 actually reported. So more than expected actually reported for unemployment, which in my opinion, that's a good thing, because that means more people are possibly losing their jobs, which is a very weird way to think, but that supports that the labor market is slowing down. And remember, if the Federal Reserve gets what they want, that means that they can be less aggressive with future interest rate hikes. And that's why the market reacts in a positive way when these reports normally come in hotter than expected. So it would be the same thing if it continues, right? The thing that we're seeing now is the Federal Reserve is beginning to pivot. So supposedly now good news is good news and bad news is bad news. But how it's been, at least for the past couple of months, bad news has been good news and good news has been bad news, right? We want to see the economy slow down. The Federal Reserve wants to see a higher unemployment rate. So what we would want to see here is more people file in for unemployment. So according to this forecast, we want to see initial claims coming in hotter than 200,000, and that would reflect and support the idea that the labor market is slowing down, and that potentially, again, the Federal Reserve can slow down and potentially pivot quicker than expected. Other than that, I just wanted to make sure that you guys had an understanding on markets expectation, as well as an understanding of where previous initial claims have been in the past. But again, that's going to be released 1 hour before the market opens. So if by the time that you wake up, if you begin to ask that magical question of, oh no, why is the market selling off, or why is the market rising? Then again, you can go to your economic calendar and try to get a better understanding of what was reported versus what was expected for the actual initial claims and continuing claims. And again, that is 1 hour before the market opens. So very excited for our live trading session tomorrow. Friendly reminder, tomorrow is the last trading day of the week. On Friday, the stock market will be closed on April 7th. So I just want to make sure that you are all aware of that, especially if you are under the PDT rule. I want you to understand that on Friday does not count as a business day. So tomorrow, last trading day of the week. And if you guys want to be able to get access to our live trading session, we had a handful of you guys message me via Instagram to get access to today's live trading session. A lot of you guys have, given great feedback. In today's live trading session, I made over $10,000 with the LPP team. And again, friendly reminder, I trade with one team and one team only, and that is my Learn Plan Profit team. You do not have to join, but if you want the ability to watch me trade live every day, if you want access to me, this is a one-time payment. It's lifetime access, and it's the second link in the description down below. And right now, for every new member, you get automatically entered 5,000 times. You get 5,000 entries to enter for the GTR giveaway or $50,000 cash. This is something that no one else is doing, especially no one within our niche, right? And we just wanted there to be an additional incentive on top of everything else you already get. And that's access to the A to Z video lesson library, our daily live trading sessions, our private group chat, and access to the TechBuds HQ. If you want to learn more about this to see if it's a good fit for you, I would encourage you to take 2 minutes, click the second link down below and learn more about what's included. And tomorrow, if so, I'll see you tomorrow at Market Open. Other than that, feel free to send me a direct message via Instagram or via Discord, and that's the first or third link down below. And don't forget to enter our GTR giveaway. And if you want to learn more about that, that's the fourth link in the description down below. Appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.